So just the other day, I was watching Joe Rogan, and he had the one, the only Alex Jones in his studio, and it's always entertaining to, first of all, to watch Joe Rogan and ask his guests, different line of questionings, right? But it was especially entertaining watching Alex Jones with all his crazy conspiratorial, ideas. And so, but the reason I'm making this video is because there was something that Joe Rogan said that I know not to be true, because Joe Rogan sort of prides himself, or at least tries to present himself, as this person who is like, this critical thinker, doesn't take information just as it comes. He synthesizes it, analyzes it, criticizes it, and then comes out with like this really good opinion. Doesn't always take everything at face value, right? Doesn't believe everything he sees or even hears, right? Or rather the other way around, everything he hears or even sees. So they were there and they were talking. Some of the stuff I don't know. It could have been a bunch of BS. So for example, some of the things that they were talking about, one of them that I don't know much about, I'm familiar with it, but I don't know much about it, was this what is it called? Oh my God, Bohemian Grove, right? Alex Jones started talking about Bohemian Grove, and I guess Bohemian Grove is something that he exposed, that is this like weird secret society where all these famous politicians belong to, like Ronald Reagan belonged to it, Richard Nixon, Bill Clinton, where they go off somewhere to some weird place, and according to Alex Jones, they do these weird things that compromise, they compromise themselves, so that they have sort of shit on each other, right? That they can sort of use to hold each other accountable, to make sure that they're loyal to each other and always have each other's backs, because should they ever break that, well then, they can be public with whatever it is that they did at Bohemian Grove. Okay, so they're always loyal to each other. They always have each other's backs. All right, look, I don't know much about it besides the fact that it's a real thing. How much of what Alex Jones describes of it is true or not, I don't know. But there are videos of him being there and sort of being, asked why he's there, and that he broke their trust at Bohemian Grove. Okay. But one thing that did come up was whether or not Joe Biden wants to end fracking. And I happen to know that this is not true, that Joe Biden does not want to end fracking. So Joe Rogan and Alex Jones were discussing Joe Biden's, mental health, right? The state of his health. And Joe Rogan has said time and time again that he's concerned about Joe Biden's mental health, especially if he's going to become president. Always stating that, it's on the decline, his brain is mush. And so one of the things that he discussed was the fact that during the last debate, or actually the second debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, was that, oh my God, Joe Biden denied ever having said that he wants to end fracking. Because if you watch the debate, Donald Trump accuses him of that. He says, hey, this guy wants to end fracking. And Biden's all like, I never said that. Trump goes, I have the video. And Biden goes, put that shit on. Go put that shit on then if you're on your website. I never said it. And so Joe Rogan goes, oh my God, he blatantly denied something that's on tape. His mind must be mush. And I find it just amazing and naive and hypocritical that somebody like Joe Rogan is so concerned about Joe Biden's health, mental health, over fucking Trump's mental health. Somebody who cares more about what people think of him than to actually run this fucking country as president, right? Somebody whose functionality as president hinges on whether people like him, whether people support his presidency. I mean, how many times did we hear him, talk about California or other Democratic states and him withholding federal funds because they didn't like him or they disagree with his presidency, right? And right now I'm talking about California and the wildfires, where he was sort of threatening California with withholding federal funds to help with the fires, despite the fact that like over 90% of the forests in California are fucking federally owned, right? They're fucking Donald Trump's responsibility. So there's that, right? And then the fact that like when asked about QAnon, he can get away with shit like, oh, I don't know nothing about QAnon. I know they like me, and they're against pedophilia. I agree with that. I mean, and just he lies over and over. I mean, lying about this mundane shit like the size of his crowds. So Joe Rogan is okay with Donald Trump lying over and over and over, lying about verifiable things, right? Easily disprovable lies. But apparently Joe Biden said that he on national television during the debate that he doesn't want to end fracking, and Joe Rogan is so sure that he did say this, and he's so concerned, right? See what I'm saying? And so okay, so he said that, really, right? So Joe Rogan said, oh my God, he said it. He said he wants to end. He said he does not want to end fracking. He denied that he ever said that. But there's a video of it. There actually is. Really, Joe Rogan? Oh, really? Okay. Well, I looked at that video. Okay, and I'm gonna play it for you guys. Okay, I watched that video, but before I play it for you guys, I want you all to imagine something. Imagine that you are, like Joe Biden, famous. That you're this famous person who is walking through a big, loud crowd with a bunch of people, reporters and just random people asking questions. Okay, reporters asking long lines of questions, and you want to get through that damn crowd. You just want to go home, but you also don't want to be rude. You don't want to come off as rude, and as you're standing there listening to a line of questions, you can't really hear because it's so loud, but you want to show the reporter that you're sort of following along, that your responses amount to yeah, you see what I'm saying? That's what we do to show the other person that we're following along. Okay, so imagine yourself in that situation and doing that. Does that automatically mean that you're agreeing with the line of questioning that they're asking you, or is it obvious that you're just sort of like, let's move this line of questioning along, because I want to get the fuck through the crowd, right? So I'm gonna play you this video. Let me know what you guys think.
What about, say, stopping fracking and stopping new pipeline infrastructure and creating the incentives to transition?
Well, there's overwhelming incentives.
There you go. Did Joe Biden ever say, I want to end fracking? Is that like undisputable evidence that Joe Biden wants to end fracking? What the fuck is Joe Rogan talking about? Joe Rogan was so fucking adamant. Joe Biden wants to end fracking. And he denied it, and there's fucking proof. Really? Do you guys agree with that shit? Do you guys agree? Do you guys think that Joe Biden saying, yeah, was that undisputable evidence that he wants to end fracking? Look. First things first. Joe Biden has already told all of us he does not want to end fracking. Okay? He already told us that. Second, he already says he wants to transition away from oil. Alright? Which is a bigger, more powerful industry with many more jobs. If he really wanted to end fracking, wouldn't he just fucking sort of throw fracking along in there with his whole transitioning away from oil. I want to transition away from oil and fracking slowly over time, as he said in the debate, and as he says he wants to do. And then lastly, so Joe Biden doesn't want to end fracking? You know what? End that shit. Yeah, end fucking fracking. Why the fuck not? Right? End that shit. I don't give a fuck about fracking. First of all, it's not that many fucking jobs. Second, I've read countless studies. I've read about countless studies, you know, about the negative environmental impacts of fracking. So yeah, why not end that shit? Not only would he just, I'm sure, and by the way, I'm sure that he wouldn't just fucking end it. I'm sure that if he did want to, he would do it slowly, the way he wants to do with oil. So look, Joe Rogan, you're a decently smart guy, but you're also dumb as fuck sometimes. So yeah, that, you know what? I just wanted to talk about this because it really fucking bugs me when people like Joe Rogan, who again, I'm a fan of. I watch a lot of his fucking videos. I love when he pushes back on some individuals that he does platform, but sometimes he's just a dumb motherfucker, right? So what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Give me a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, peace out.